Aloha, everyone. Today we are talking kindness with Hawaii's reggae ambassador, Marty Dread. Marty has been sharing his message with the world since putting out his first album in 1994. He now has 20 albums out there and 6 new ones ready to be released this year. Marty is known and loved globally, performing in places like China, Brazil, Tahiti, and Jamaica. He has performed at the White House, Moscow's Red Square, and at all the major festivals like Reggae on the River and Farm Aid. Marty, thank you so much for being here. You are a busy, busy man. Before I start the questions, was there anything that I missed that the audience should know?
As far as places I've played, man, there's not really. You did a good job.
All right.
There's a lot of smaller places, but you hit the big ones.
All right, good. So let's get straight into the questions. Last we talked, you told me an amazing story about your journey with kindness as a youth. Can you start by telling us a little about your work with Youth Ambassadors of America?
Sure. When I was 18, right as I graduated from high school, I was chosen on the merit of a painting. I used to be a watercolor artist. I was chosen by the Youth Ambassadors of America to go represent Hawaii and paint a big mural, a big wall in Moscow, which was a gift of friendship and aloha from the children of America to the children of the Soviet Union. And so when I got that distinction of honor, like, wow, they chose my painting, I went over there to the Soviet Union and we painted this. We met all these great kids over there. We made friendships. And, I'm just going to give you a little bit of background on why this was important at that particular time. The year was 1987. And our two countries, Russia and America, were in what we call the Cold War. The Cold War was like a standoff. It was almost like we had missiles pointing at each other. It was like we could fight at any moment. So it was very tense. It was a very tense time, the Cold War. And we figured the Youth Ambassadors' mandate was to get it together on the grassroots level so that the children of these two countries would become friends, so that when they became adults and started running the governments and all the companies, that they'd already know something about each other and be friends, because there was a very big communication block between our countries. And so we tried to just get in there and be friends with people and start peaceful alliances, so that started my career, really, because when I went to Russia, the kids were kind of like shy. They had never heard about us because there's a media block out. They couldn't buy Western records, like they couldn't buy a Michael Jackson record or a Van Halen record. All that stuff was a taboo to them. So right when I got there was the very beginning of them opening up to the West and kind of figuring out what our culture really was. So it was a really good time for us to go. But when we would meet the children, they were very shy because they didn't know anything about us. So we had to break down the barriers, as it were, slowly break down the language barrier, the political barriers, the fear, because there was a real fear back then of each other. So sometimes we would go into a room and the announcer would say, hey, these kids came all the way from America to be you guys' friends. And the Soviet kids would be very close to it. They were just quiet and they wouldn't come and say hi. They were very shy. So I began to play songs to break down that barrier. And the very first time it happened literally changed my life. We were in a big gymnasium with, a bunch of kids. And once again, the announcer came on the PA system. It was in a big gym, like a school gym. So imagine yourself at an assembly in your gym at your school, and your whole school is there. And the guy says, these kids have come from America to be your friends. And nobody said a word. I mean, you could hear a pin drop in there, right? So it was so we stand up to the microphone and we start saying things and they're not responding. So I don't know what caused me to do it, but I went backstage and I saw there was an acoustic guitar very much like this one. And I just picked it up. I didn't even really know how to play guitar. I knew maybe a couple songs, a couple chords. So I got that guitar and I just powered up to the front of the microphone and I said, hello, Moscow. And I started like this. Well, shake it up, baby, now. Come on and twist and shout. So I played that whole song, not knowing that song at that moment was #1 in the Soviet Union, 30 years after it had been released by the Beatles, because they were just getting the music of the West, legally. So everyone came out of the bleachers, out of the dance floor, hugging us, asking for our, to be our pen pals. It was like that one song changed the whole vibe of the room. And in that moment, I was 18. I remember it like it was yesterday. In that moment, I thought to myself, okay, painting is powerful. People are affected by paintings, but this song just changed the whole game. One song can change the mood of the whole room. So I said, I think I'm going to be a musician instead. So um, I feel like it was like a gift to me from some other, I'm not like a mythical kind of guy, but I feel like it was like a message to me, like, kill them with kindness. Like, just play them a song and let everybody they won't see you as an enemy now. They see you as a dance partner. So it was a very like magical thing that happened. And I've been on that track to this day. I've been playing music ever since.
Wow. That is an awesome experience. And it really speaks to the power of music. Speaking of music, your music promotes not only positivity, love, and celebration, but also dives deeper into kindness by exposing issues affecting the people and the land of Hawaii, with songs like Say No to GMOs, No Ice in Paradise, and Where Have All the Hawaiians Gone? How important is kindness in bringing the changes needed in this world?
I think it's the most important factor in any approach, because you can, shove something down someone's throat and just like keep hammering the point to them. But I feel like if you approach any topic or any situation with kindness, I feel like you have a better chance at winning hearts and minds. I'll give you an example. When somebody is, trying to get you to brush your teeth at night or make your bed or whatever, if your mom or dad walked in the room and was very gentle about it, it's like, honey, I need you to make your bed before we go to bed and da-da-da, rather than go make your bed, brush your teeth. There's two approaches there, right? So you kind of like shut down when they give you that rough, hard edge approach. But when someone says it nicely, it makes you kind of want to reciprocate and want to be part of it. And I feel like with music in particular, I paint heavy messages in very light music. That's always been my thing. When people hear my music, they go, how did he say that heavy duty statement in such a lighthearted piece of music? Like, I can dance to it. I'm happy when I hear it. But when then I listen to the words, I go, wow, he's talking about some pretty heavy stuff, some like very important stuff here. So that's part of kindness, is painting it or creating an atmosphere where it's accepting to the person as opposed to like abrasive and like hard at them. And I think music is a really good medium to do that.
That's great. I totally agree. As Hawaii's reggae ambassador, you have met and played music with so many artists. When they come to Hawaii, you show them aloha. But do you have any examples you can share of kindness that any of them showed you?
Oh, sure. All the time. I mean, the artists that come to Hawaii, I've come to be known, like you said, as the ambassador of the music, because when they get here, I'll meet them at the airport and give them flower leis and bring coconuts and kind of show them the culture of Hawaii. So and then that word, excuse me, that word gets around. People, other musicians go, oh, you're going to Hawaii? You got to get in touch with Marty Dread. Like, he's the guy to meet when you get on the ground over there. So that word spread. And then I started touring a lot as a musician myself. And when I would go to places such as Jamaica or Brazil, it just became a reciprocal thing. Like, people wanted to show me the same kind of aloha spirit. I'll give you a really good example. I met this gentleman who's become one of my dearest friends in life. His name is Francis. We call him Frano. He's a Jamaican. He was raised in Jamaica and knew Bob Marley. He's very connected into the music industry. And he knew that I always wanted to play music in Jamaica. I mean, I base my whole career off of the music of somewhere I'd never been to that point. I'd never been in Jamaica before I met my friend Frano. And he, out of the kindness of his heart, set up this whole trip where I could not only play at a music festival down there, but record with some of my heroes. And he showed me that kindness because he knew it was my dream. And he also acknowledged in me that I do that similar type of thing for all kinds of people from all walks of life. That's just kind of like how I am. I like to make people's lives happier. And he made it the best trip of my life. He showed me around Kingston. He took me to all the recording studios. When I went to the music festival, he connected me with a band to back me up. And he introduced me to all the right people. I met Miss Jamaica, the beauty queen, like all through him. He was just so good to me the whole time. And we've been very close friends ever since. That's just one example. There are many, many examples like that where people have reciprocated the kindness that I've showed them.
That is an amazing example of kindness.
It truly.
I listened to Keiki Reggae all the time. There are not many artists that reach out to the youth. Why did you decide to show kindness to the kids?
I feel like it all starts with you guys. The young generation their heart is not hard yet. They're open to creating a better world. I feel like when people get older and set in their ways, it's a bit harder to break down those barriers within them. You know, people get stuck on certain stereotypes in the way the world is, but young people are still open and they can receive positive messages. I think a lot, they can assimilate them a lot better. And I really felt like that started when I started that youth ambassadors work, where I went to Russia, and then several times we brought Soviet students to America to just continue the friendship chain. But children, I think music and children, it just creates such a delight and a happiness in them that I wanted to dedicate a whole project toward uplifting. Actually, the title of that record, you said Keiki Reggae, we didn't tell people that was one of my albums. Keiki Reggae is an album that I did around the year 2000. It's called Positive Sounds for the Youth. So, you know, a lot of the music at the time around the year 2000, from my estimation, it wasn't saying anything uplifting or positive to young people. You know, it was like, let's dance, let's score girls, that's, you know, but it was like, where are the messages? Where are the instructions? Where's the morals? Where's all the goodness that kids need to hear? I didn't hear that in any pop music at all at the time. Not to say it wasn't out there, but it wasn't prevalent. It wasn't the main thing that kids listen to. So I said, you know, if I just put this project out there and hope it touches some hearts. I mean, you've loved it all this time, right? Many years later, you still like those songs. So I feel like even if just you, Banyan, if just you were affected in that way, mission accomplished for me.
Thank you. It is a great album, and I'm sure it is a favorite to many kids and parents too. So
thank you. I'm really glad you enjoyed it. Still enjoying it.
And my last question is, what is next for Marty Dread, and where can people best learn more about you?
Well, I have a website, and I'm on all the social media platforms. So my website is martydread.com. I'll spell it for you. MartyDread, martydread.com. And then I also have an Instagram and a Twitter and a Facebook, and all of those are under my same moniker, Marty Dread. What's next for me? Hopefully, now that the pandemic seems to be winding down a bit and the world seems to be slowly opening up again, hopefully I'll be able to go promote all my new music. During the pandemic, I spent a lot of time and energy organizing my catalog, finishing a bunch of recordings. I have 6 records about to drop this year. I have to figure out a way to market them. But what I think I'd like to do, actually meeting you inspired me to really solidify my plan. So thank you for I said, this young guy's got his thing together. I need to like get my stuff together like he has. So what I decided to do was reach out to my fans and let them know what I've been doing during the pandemic. Because I've been very quiet on social media. I just kind of like hunkered down. But I really feel like it's time to reach out to everyone and say, look, during the pandemic, I was very productive. I have all these projects that are going to come out. But what I want their help to do is I want my fans to help me to come up with ideas on how to get the word out to more people. Because I feel like I'm most known in Hawaii. And, you know, I go do festivals all over the place, but I do feel like I'd like to approach one territory at a time and just really get to the hearts of those people. Like, for instance, I feel like Australia and New Zealand would be a good market for me to start in. Just really sink into trying to promote my music in that territory and not worry about the whole rest of the world, Japan and all these, just really try to. And so when I reach out to my fans on my social media platform, I would like to ask their help. Do you know any radio promoters in New Zealand? Do you know any concert promoters in Australia? So that I feel like people, once they know that this is exactly what your mission is, you're just focusing on this, I can help him. I can, you know, if he's doing a crowdfunding thing, I can send him $50 to help him, you know, focus on promoting that. I can, I know a radio disc jockey in Brisbane, you know, maybe we can send it to them. I feel like if I really streamline what I'm trying to do with the music, I feel like I'll be more effective. So that's my plan. And a lot of that stems from meeting you. I'm like, this kid is inspiring to me. He really knows what he's doing. He knows what his vision is. And so it inspired me to look at my music more linear, like pick one thing, maybe even one album at a time, and just focus on this one country and do it well, and then move on. So that's my plan, is to try and get these records promoted in that way with the help of my fans.
Thank you so much for the kind words. I struggle with focus as well, but I keep working on it. Marty, thank you so much for taking the time to talk kindness with us. Before you leave, if you don't mind, can you play us one of your songs?
Sure. I'd love to. I've been sitting here with this guitar the whole time. What I'd like to share with you and your fans, your audience, is my new single. It's called Love Somebody Today. And I'll give you a little bit of a preface to this song. When you think about the people in your life, your parents, your siblings, your friends, the people that you love, the message of this song is to tell them and make them unequivocally clear, this is how I feel about you. There's no question how the love between us is served. When you walk out the house in the morning and go to work or go play basketball, whatever you do, we live in the kind of world right now where you might not make it back. You could meet up into a car accident. You could catch corona. Anything could happen. I mean, you probably will get back. But in case you did not, something happened to you and you never spoke those words to the people that you love, you'd regret it, because you never clearly expressed that sentiment. So this song is basically saying to tell the people that you love them, so that they have no shadow of a doubt that that's how you feel. So it's called Love Somebody Today. It's my new single. It's on iTunes and all the digital platforms. It's my latest thing. I'm just kind of testing the waters with this song to see, which record I should release first. So here we go. Love Somebody Today. Every time I look around, something's going down. I heard on the news today, all the jobs moved out of town. Life in my neighborhood was always bad and now it's worse. With all of these changes, it's time we put love first. Everyone's in a hurry, no one takes the time. What will your answer be to this question of mine? Did you love somebody today? Did you take some time to pray? In the hustle and bustle of your busy life, did you kiss your child and wife? Did you love somebody today? Or did your life get in the way? Do the people that you say you truly love know exactly how you feel? Well, I hope they do. I hope they do. Here comes a brand new day, and with it more problems too. Now good jobs have moved away, and the bills are overdue. Hardworking people can no longer make ends meet. One paycheck away from ending up living on the street. They got so many worries, so little time. What will their answer be to this question of mine? Are you ready for the question? Did you love somebody today? Did you take some time to pray? In the hustle and bustle of your busy life, did you kiss your child and wife? Did you love somebody today? Or did your life get in the way? Do the people that you say you truly love know exactly how you feel? I hope they do. I hope they do. Here comes the bridge now. The funny part. So many surfing cyberspace, seeking virtual romance, but never take the time to give reality a second chance. You no longer trust the boy or girl living next door. Too busy making blind dates on the online store. Every time I look around, something going down. I heard on the news today, all the jobs moved out of town. But life in the neighborhood was always bad and now it's worse. With all of these changes, it's time we put love first. Everyone's in a hurry, no one takes the time. What will your answer be to this question of mine? Last time, did you love somebody today? Did you take some time to pray? In the hustle and bustle of your busy life, did you kiss your child and wife? Did you love somebody today? Or did your life get in the way? Do the people that you say you truly love know exactly how you feel? Do the people that you say you truly love know exactly how you feel? I hope they do.
Wow, that was awesome. Thank you so much, Marty. Guys, you can head over to iTunes right now and download this amazing single and check out the rest of Marty's collection. Make sure you follow Marty Dread, and until the next Talking Kindness video, be kind every chance you get, and Malama Pono.
Be kind, everybody.
Love somebody.